This video is about the requirements for obtaining a driving license, procedure for obtaining a full driving license with driving tests. Always check the Transportation Department website for any further information, and with any discrepancy with this video, the website shall prevail. Under requirements for obtaining a driving license, all details can be shown in the website, but these are the necessary details acquired in the website for your consumption. Requirements for obtaining a driving license. Under private car, usually these are for the SUV or small car in Hong Kong. Light good vehicle, we don't worry about this because we don't usually use this. Mostly for big van, truck, or for the light good vehicle. Also motorcycles and motor tricycles. Here are the above requirements. You must be 18 or above, physically fit to drive, pass the relevant driving tests under the written test. If your car is under commercial vehicle, you should be physically fit, holding a full driving license of private cars, at least 1 year, immediately proceeding his application, and holding a valid full driving license issued after completion of probationary driving period to drive a private car or light goods vehicle, immediately proceeding his application. Under this slide, this is also a requirements. Have not been convicted of Section 36, which is causing death by dangerous driving. Section 36A, causing grievous bodily harm by dangerous driving. Section 39, driving a motor vehicle under influence of drink or drugs. Section 39A, driving attempting to drive or being in charge of a motor vehicle with alcohol concentration above prescribed limit. Section 39B, screening breath test. Section 39C, provision of specimen for analysis. Section 39J, driving motor vehicle without proper control under influence of specified illicit drugs. Section 39K, driving motor vehicle with any concentration of specified illicit drug. Section 39L, driving motor vehicle without proper control under influence of drug other than specified illicit drug. Section 39O, failure to undergo preliminary drug test. Section 39S, failure to provide specimen of blood or urine of the Traffic Ordinance 374 during the 5-year preceding the application. And this slide is according to Regulation 11 and 15 of the Road Traffic Regulation Cap 374P. Applicant for full driving license to drive a vehicle of commercial classes must be the holder of Hong Kong Permanent Identity Card or a holder of Hong Kong Identity Card other than the Hong Kong Permanent Identity Card, and is not subject to any condition of stay other than a limit of stay as specified in Section 2-1 of the Immigration Ordinance Cap 115. Applicant is required to produce relevant document of identity for verification. Pass the relevant driving test as appropriate. Please refer to the Section 2 for details. Taxi, public light bus, and public bus. In addition to the above requirements for commercial vehicle, all applicants for full driving license for taxi, public light bus, and public bus shall pass the relevant driving tests administered by this department. Complete the relevant pre-service course at a pre-service training school designated by the Commissioner for Transport, and obtain a course certificate of the course for the issue of the relevant driving license. The date of completion of the course as specified in the course certificate shall fall within 1 year preceding the date of application for the relevant full driving license. For details of the pre-service courses, please check the website. 1.3 Articulated vehicle. In addition to requirements for commercial vehicle, an applicant has to hold a valid full driving license for medium good vehicle or heavy goods vehicle, depending on the vehicle's permitted gross combined weight. 1.4 Special purpose vehicle. In addition to requirements for commercial vehicle, an applicant has to hold a full driving license which entitles him to drive a vehicle of the same gross vehicle weight as that of the special purpose vehicle under application. 1.5 Additional requirements for applicant age 70 or above. For those age 70 or above, they are required to produce a Form TD-256 titled Medical Examination Certificate only for applicant age 70 or above for issue of renewal of full probationary temporary learner's driving license. that should be complete by a registered medical practitioner, and the issuing date must not exceed 4 months on the date of application. The form can be obtained from any licensing office of the Transport Department website. Procedures for obtaining a full driving license with driving test. We will see a flowchart about the procedure. 2.1 Flowchart for obtaining a full driving license. To obtain a full driving license with driving test, you should follow the following steps. If you hold an overseas driving license and wish to drive in Hong Kong, please read the text section in Driving Hong Kong for overseas driving license holder. Check the website. First, make a driving test appointment on the website. Second, take a driving test upon receiving your application through mail. Next is apply for provisionary license if you pass the driving test. Then apply for full driving license upon 1 year of obtaining the provisionary license. Apply for learner's driving license required for learning to drive a vehicle. Next is take a driving test. This will be the on-road. Then if you pass, apply for provisionary or apply for full driving license. Apply for a learner's driving license. You have to apply for a learner's driving license before you can learn to drive a vehicle. Applicants for driving tests are not required to apply for learning driver license in conjunction with the application for driving test. In other words, applicant can apply for driving test first and then they can consider applying for a learner's driving license after their arrangement of the driving learning schedule depending on their need. Applicants may still apply for a learner's driving license in conjunction with application for driving test if necessary. How to apply? Private car and light good vehicle, complete the application form TD555 and submit it to any licensing office. What to bring? Hong Kong identity card for Hong Kong residents, while relevant passport or travel document for non-Hong Kong residents. Original or photocopy of proof of present address. Medical examination report TD256 duly completed by registered medical practitioner. Competence test pass certificate for the first time application for motorcycle only. Road test appointment letter for the application for motorcycle only. Required fee. You may check the website. Make a driving test appointment. You have to apply for a driving test form and make a driving test appointment in order to attend a driving test. You have to apply for learner's driving license before you can learn to drive a vehicle except taxi and special purpose vehicle. How to apply for driving test for private car and light goods vehicle. Complete an application form TD82. Submit in person to licensing office or Kowloon licensing office or by post to Kowloon licensing office, Shungshawan government office. What to bring? Hong Kong identity card for Hong Kong resident, while relevant passport or travel documents for non-Hong Kong residents. Learner's driving license or full driving license or temporary driving license. Required fees. Check the website. What is a driving test form? The driving test form entitles you to take all parts of driving test within 18 months validity period of the form. It becomes invalidated if you fail in any part of the driving test. You need to reapply for a new driving test form if you wish to take the driving test again. Driving test form also becomes invalidated if you fail to attend the driving test under appointment unless you have given 7 clear days prior notice in writing to the Commissioner for Transport of your inability to attend the test. For the purpose of satisfying the requirements of 7 clear days of notice, the days of scheduled test and the day on which the notice is deemed to be given are excluded. In other words, there should be 7 days between these 2 days, or the Commissioner for Transport is satisfied that you, through circumstances beyond your control, are unable to attend the test. A new driving test appointment will be arranged for circumstances under A and B above, provided that the test appointment can be arranged within 18 months validity period of the driving test form. Otherwise, you have to apply for a new driving test form. Take the driving test. The driving tests for various vehicle classes are different. You must pass all the parts of the driving test before you are eligible to apply for full driving license, except for motorcycle, motor tricycle, private car, and light goods vehicle. Driving test requirements for various vehicle classes are set out below. Private car, written test, road test. Apply for a provisionary driving license. Any person who applies to take a driving test for motorcycle, motor tricycle, private car, or light goods vehicle is only eligible to apply for a probationary driving license upon passing the test. The holder of a probationary driving license is required by law to undergo a mandatory 12-month probationary driving period. Probationary driving license must be applied within 3 years from the date of passing relevant driving test. Otherwise, you must retake and pass the relevant driving test before you can apply for probationary driving license for that vehicle class. Probationary driving license holder will only be allowed to apply for a full driving license for the related class of vehicle upon satisfactory completion of the probationary driving period. If the day after the completion date of probationary driving period is a non-working day for the licensing office of Transport Department, Saturday, Sunday, or public holiday, the probationary driving license holder concerned can apply for a full driving license at licensing office on any subsequent working day. Application for full driving license to drive a vehicle class must be submitted within 3 years from the date of completion of the probationary driving period for that vehicle class. Otherwise, you must retake and pass the relevant driving test again to obtain a new probationary driving license to drive that vehicle class. You will be eligible to apply for a full driving license to drive that vehicle class after completing the requisite probationary driving afresh. There are some special conditions for probationary driving license at Appendix B. You are advised to read this condition or booklet on probationary driving license scheme if you wish to apply for such a license. How to apply? Complete an application DD 590. Submit in person to any licensing office or send through post. What to bring? Hong Kong identity card for Hong Kong residents, while relevant passport or travel document for non-Hong Kong resident. Original driving test form, original or photocopy of proof of present address, residential address, and corresponding address. Medical examination report form TD256 duly completed by registered medical practitioner. Required fee, check the website. Applying for full driving license. Except for motorcycle, motor tricycle, private car, light goods vehicle, and special purposes vehicle, you can apply for a full driving license within 3 years after passing all parts of the relevant driving test. Otherwise, you must retake and pass the relevant driving test before you can apply for full driving license. For motorcycle, motor tricycle, private car, or light good vehicle, you must apply for full driving license within 3 years from the date of your completion of probationary driving period. Otherwise, you must retake and pass relevant driving test to obtain a new probationary driving license to drive that vehicle class and complete the probationary period again before you can apply for full driving license. If applicant is holder of a full driving license to drive private car for at least 3 years, you can apply for full driving license for light good vehicle after passing the test for light goods vehicle without undergoing the relevant probationary driving period. An applicant is holder of a full driving license issued after completion of probationary driving period to drive a private car for at least 2 years. You can apply for a full driving license for light good vehicle after passing the driving test for light good vehicle without undergoing the relevant probationary period.